Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. We're now carrying on with our little tag book journal. Look back on the other videos because I've done it over the last, I think this is number 4. This was the one that we were doing the last time, and we've got this coming out there so that you can put little photos and things like that, or little journaling bits in on there. I did the other side as well because obviously you've got 2 sides, so I wanted to make sure that both sides were done, so I just covered the other side, so you've got both of those on there. Now I'm going to do some little snippets. Now snippets literally are, we can make another one. I've got my thread because I'm going to sew these ones, so all you need is, I'm just going to make sure, I'm going to put that onto my trousers. So these are teeny weeny ones, so all I'm doing is taking a little piece for the back. Maybe I'm going to have this piece actually. So if I have that, I don't want it much longer than that, so let's just take it to about there, and we'll have a little long thin one this time. And then you can put just any little odd scrappy pieces that you've got. So I could have a little piece, want it a little bit bigger than that I think, but I want it quite, that's quite nice. So I can take a little piece like that, and I can just tear that little piece, put that in there like that, and then I might even have a little bit of green. Let's have a little bit of green on that side, so you can see how small this is. Let's just make sure we're up here so you can see it. So I've got that like that, that like that, that like that. And then all I want is a little button of some sort. Now I've got a very old, look at this, old Macintosh Quality Street tin. This belonged to my mother and it's full of buttons, and some of them are beautiful. Hold on, let me get the lid off. Some of them are absolutely beautiful and some of them are very precious and some of them aren't. So I'm just going to look round and find, I want a little sort of beigey one, I think. How about that one? That looks about right, doesn't it? It's different to, is it different to that one? I don't want any of them the same. So let's have a little rummage and see if I can find a little button. I could put quite a big button on if I wanted to, couldn't I? That might, I might swap one for the other, and I'm going to use that one because that's not an old one. So I'm going to swap this one for here, and I'm going to put this one for here. Now I've got a bit of lace on that one, and I might put a bit of lace on that one as well, I think. Let's take that bit of lace to about there, and we'll just snip that off. And this is how you can sort of make little clusters or little embellishments. Oh, look at that. I've got a tiny little piece of lace. I'm going to put that lace on that one as well. Okay, so let's start with this one that I've got together. So I've got some thread and a needle, and all I'm going to do is, now you can glue this, but it's quite nice sometimes too. Says me if I can pick it all up. It's quite nice sometimes to just sew the button on, and you can sew through card quite easily. So I'm just going to pop this through here. Says me, I need to just take the button off for a minute, don't I, so I can get this through here first. There we go. Then I can pop my button on. This is where being cat-handed is not very good. I can't see. There we go. Okay, so you can actually sew straight through the card. Bring that back down through there. I've got a little knot on the bottom. Why is that not coming through? Let's pull that through a bit to make sure. There we go. And then I'm just going to come up through here. It's a little bit stiff, but it will work relatively well. So I can just, and if you've got a sewing machine and a buttonholer and things like that, you can obviously do it on that. But if you haven't, good old needle and thread works quite well. And as I say, you can then put this on, and you can also, if you want to, just sort of stitch down there and do a little stitch. So that's what I'm going to carry on with on there. So you can see that for little pieces that can go on there. And I'm going to do it on these three. And then, because you don't, oh, excuse me, knocking the camera, that's my glasses from my head. So then these can be slotted in onto a little piece like that. Can you see like that? If I just put that there, that will look really pretty. So I would carry on and do these three. I'm going to put them over here for now because you don't want to see me spending the time sewing, but that's given me three little snippets, and the buttons just add a little bit of difference on there, and I will put that little bit of lacing on there because I think that's nice. So I've got three of those to put in there, and then what I want to do is I've finished those. I need to put some little pulls maybe on there, and some ribbon on those pieces, and I also want to have a closure. Now, there's different ways of doing closures. I could do myself a little tag piece that comes out here and one on the back, and then put it through. I could have a little piece that comes in on here, but you can also make it even simpler and just get some really nice ribbon. Or let me have a look and see what I've got. I want something that's quite nice and pretty, and I don't know whether I've got, I don't want white ribbon, do I? No, I want something that's a bit thicker, and I tell you what I have got, which would look beautiful. Let me just go and grab it for you. Right, now I've got to have a look at see colour wise, but I've got this really lovely sari ribbon, and if I get a piece, now you see that's quite nice to do it a little bit brighter. I'm just looking to see how long this piece is before it goes on to the next one. Or I could have, oh no, that's going to be better, isn't it? Okay. And again, whatever you've got, that's quite nice as a contrast, but that's going to be the colour because the rest of it is quite neutral. So I've got this. See, I could even have it in brown. You see how many colours you can actually take, but I think I'm going to have it in this. And then all I'm going to do is to just turn round and wrap it around a few times. I'm just going to see how many times it'll go. Will it go up that way and go up that way? Yes, it will. Okay, so you can then just take it round like that, put a bow in it, and because it's sari ribbon, it just works quite nicely like that as a real sort of rustic type closure. And I think that that would work beautifully with it. So it just keeps everything neat and tidy, and you just literally just open it and unravel it. And again, it gives that sort of rustic type feel to it, which I think is quite nice. So looking at it, do I need to add any more little bits and pieces? I've got these three that I'm going to put in. And I've just got to sew those. I had that big button, and I could have had that as an enclosed, as a closure, because again, that's another way of doing it, that you can have it coming round on here, and you can put a large big button and then bring this in through here. See if I can just put that through to sort of give you the idea. And I made these buttons. If you go back, oh, I don't know, just put my name and put button, you'll probably see a video where I made these buttons, and I can you can have a look from there. But again, you can take these in like that, take it round there, put this up through the other part of the button, and then tie it, and you've got that as your enclosure as well, and then that comes off on there. You can just glue one part of it if you want to. I don't want to have the button, I just want to have this wrapped round. I think that will work beautifully, and that colour for me, because it's quite neutral, works really well. So I now need to just check and see if I need to add anything more. You see, these are lovely because you can journal on the back. You can add your own little bits and pieces in on here. I could add some more pieces. So I could, for example, just put some more little tags and things like that in there if I wanted to. And then I've got this one in here. And again, I could add another one. You see, that would work quite nicely. I could just put another little piece in on here and add something to that. That's got a nice little card coming out of there. And again, if I wanted to, I could take something like this, although that's got something on the other side, so you couldn't use that really as a journaling piece. But you don't need anything too fancy. So for example, you could just have something like this and just pop that in there, and that can just tuck in behind like that. I've got this piece on here, which again is quite nice because it's plain on the back. And if you remember, we did all the sponging on there. I've got that little ticket on there. I've got this that comes out, which again, I think is quite good for people to be able to, you know, put a little photo or something in on there and have a little photo mat. You could do it on both sides if you wanted to, which would be quite fun. And then going on here, again, that's just a piece that I've left. And you don't have to fill every single space. This, I think, again, would look nice with a photo or, you know, something like that on there. You've got this one with the tag in on here, which, again, you've got space to put some journaling in on the back. So it's a mini sort of journal, but with all sorts of things in. And I think I'm going to leave it like that because I've got, let me just take this one in here. I've got these two pieces to come in like this. So I can put these on wherever I happen to fancy. So that would work on there. And then what I'm going to do is, I think I am going to auction this off, as it were. So I'm going to give it to one of you subscribers. I'll come on the next video to just explain to you, but I thought that if anybody would like to have this, I will send it to them. But I'm going to have it in a drawer. So if you fancy having this to have as your own little journal thing with all of the bits and pieces in, I will add some more of these, and I will show you all of the bits that I've done when I've finished it all. Then you are very welcome, and I will post it wherever in the world because it's not very heavy, and I can post that. So as always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.